Nikhil Naz continues to be with us. Nikhil, coming back to you, when you look back at that match, there's so much to talk about, and one can really not pick as to what that one moment is that really defined the match. Was it that 4-run over from Jasprit Bumrah? Was it that over from Hardik Pandya, which got the breakthrough of Heinrich Klaasen? Was it the catch of Suryakumar Yadav in the last over? Try picking one. I've listed three, but which one's yours?
It's a tough task, Harshit, I must say. I'll in fact pick even more because I'm going to go back to India's batting. And remember, they were in a precarious position, 34 for 3. From there on, if you get about 150 around that, then it's a game lost. So sometime we end up looking at turning points in the second half because the game is about to close and it seems like that's the turning point. But I'm even going to go back starting of the inning to send an Akshar Patel. I think that was a masterstroke to send him at number 4. That itself is a turning point. He gets you those quick fire 47 runs. It changes the complexion of the game. It allows Virat Kohli to anchor the other end while really not falling behind in the run rate that you want to be keeping up. And then towards the end, even a few lusty blows by Shivam Dube. He's come under the pump. A lot of criticism in this tournament, but the few blows there takes India to just about a par total. And from there on, then the moments that you spoke about, I think the Klaasen wicket, that was very crucial because at that time it looked like the way he was batting, there was no way you were going to stop him. In fact, the game was going to get over 2 overs well in advance. It seemed like that. That wicket that Hardik Pandya gets of Klaasen, I think that itself could be a turning point. And then the Suryakumar Yadav catch. Who can forget that? Because even there, 16 needed of the last over is just a hair's breadth that separates a 6 from a wicket. If that's a 6, you pretty much then are giving South Africa a better chance to win there because Miller then is on the crease. He's hit a 6. The bowler's under pressure and South Africa could have won it from there as well. Plenty of turning points in the match, but then that tends to happen, right? For any team to win, you heard from Rohit Sharma a short while ago, for a team to win a tournament, a lot of things go behind the scenes. A lot of things have to come right for you to win a tournament, and ditto for a match, especially when it is a final like it is. But at the end of the day, multiple turning points. You've got a final that the fans deserve. In the recent past, we've seen certain World Cup finals that have been just one-sided. This was a final to savor. Of course, the cherry on the top is India winning it, but overall the competition, the South Africans put up a good fight. 2 undefeated teams going against each other. Couldn't have asked for a more thrilling finale to this World Cup.
Absolutely. It's a finish that this World Cup deserved as well. It started from one of the matches going down to the super over, and this one as well had all the ingredients of going into a super over as well. But luckily enough, those things tend to get very nervy. They can go either way. And lucky enough for the Indian fans that they managed to win by a difference of 7, which is being talked about now on social media. Thala for a reason is what everyone is talking about. But putting all of that aside, Nikhil, looking closely at the match, the fact that, the 2 overs from the spinners, let's talk about the over of Kuldeep Yadav and then the following over, which leaked 24 runs, that of Akshar Patel. Many saying that perhaps that could have been a bad decision or a wrong decision from Rohit Sharma, but just about redeems himself later on. At that point, really, what was that feeling like in the stadium? Because you were there very close to where all the action was. Was it probably the right thing to do for Rohit Sharma to hand over the 15th over to Akshar Patel?
In hindsight, no, of course not. Didn't seem like the right decision, especially because it's not that Akshar hasn't been doing well. He's had a very good World Cup. But I think at that time you had a Heinrich Klaasen on the crease. Would you have wanted him to continue, bowling spinners? Probably not. In hindsight, you would want to change that. So that is something probably where they erred. But then you understand the logic. Probably he was saving those overs of Hardik Pandya as well as his fast bowlers a little later. See the way he juggles them around. Jasprit Bumrah, on most occasions, you keep the penultimate over for him. This time, you gave him the 18th over to bowl. That was interesting, going against his usual plan because he was going for the kill. He saw that wicket that Hardik Pandya had picked of Klaasen and you said, no, I want to go for the kill now. You bring in a Jasprit Bumrah. That was a masterstroke. Then you could have got a Hardik and then keep Arshdeep for the last over. You didn't do that. What did you do? You went with an Arshdeep at the penultimate over, keeping Hardik for the last over. So overall, I mean, there are a few things you would have gotten right. There were a few things you could have gotten wrong. Let's go back to the decision of sending Akshar Patel. Imagine if Akshar gets out early on that occasion. Then you look at that decision and say, listen, what were you doing? You had a Shivam Dubey on the bench. You had a Hardik Pandya. You should have sent him. That's what happens in sport. You take a brave call. Sometime it comes good, sometime it doesn't. But as I mentioned, all's well that ends well. A few mistakes, all right. But when you made more correct decisions in comparison to the minor mistakes, overall it just ensures that the team that does more of the right decision ends up on the winning side. And that's exactly what the Indian team did today.
Absolutely. You know, I just want to spend some time talking about Jasprit Bumrah as well, the one name that you mentioned amongst all the Indian players who had a role to play. How fitting is this that a bowler, somebody like a Jasprit Bumrah, then picks up the award for the player of the tournament? You don't really, you know, in a format that is associated as being, you know, the batters tournament or the batters format, you see a Jasprit Bumrah, a bowler of Jasprit Bumrah's quality, get the player of the match award. It's only fair. You look at his numbers, you look at his economy as well, that somebody like him earns that award and makes such a big statement out there.
Well, you know, it's often said in cricket, Harshit, batters win you matches, but bowlers win your tournament. We've heard this so many times, and I don't think, you know, anything could be further away from the truth. That's exactly what the Indian team has done. So far, if you look at this entire tournament, you've had batters who stepped up, whether it was a Hardik Pandya on occasion, Rohit Sharma on occasion, Suryakumar Yadav on occasions, or let's say a Virat Kohli in the final. But the one thing that has been consistent with this Indian team has been the bowling. If you were to ask me before the final, what are the areas that can go wrong for India, I could have picked up fielding as an aspect. I maybe could have picked up batting. Maybe there's a collapse. But if you would ask me, the one thing that will not go wrong, I'd say the bowling, because that's how reassuring the bowlers have been. Yes, today wasn't the day for a Kuldeep Yadav. Yes, today wasn't the day for Akshar Patel. But then you have, which is now being described as a cheat code. India has a cheat code, and his name is Jasprit Bumrah, because you know his 4 overs are worth their weight in gold. It's not the 2 wickets. It's not the stunning wow delivery that he bowls to a Reza Hendrick, the out swinger that gets him out, or that in swinger that he bowls to a Marco Jansen, that again, you know, has the entire crowd stand up and applaud. I think more than that, it's his economy. He goes for less than 4 runs and over in T20 cricket, where now you've started looking at 9 and 8 as the norm. That I think makes it incredible. And I was talking to Suryakumar Yadav a short while ago, and that interview, as I said, is going to be up on India Today shortly. He spoke about it. He said that, listen, we knew at that situation 30 of 30 for South Africa to get, but we knew Jasprit Bumrah has to bowl a crucial over. And guess, you know, that's exactly how the game panned out then.